The Skoda Superb is one of the most spacious family cars money can buy, and because of its fuel efficient engines and low CO2 emissions, it's also proving rather popular with company car buyers. And while it may not have the prestige of a German executive saloon, it's definitely a car that's worth considering. From the outside, it definitely has a more grown-up look to it. Okay, it might not have a three-pointed star on the bonnet, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't look out of place in an executive car park. All versions have a seat that's height adjustable and a steering wheel that moves in and out as well as up and down. And all the major controls are sensibly placed and easy to use. Forward visibility is good, but rear visibility is obscured because of the high window line and thick rear pillars. As you might expect, all models come with a decent level of equipment, including Bluetooth, aux-in, DAB radio and steering wheel controls. There's a 5-inch touchscreen on the entry-level S car, and this increases to an 8-inch version on the SEL, which includes sat-nav and integrated Wi-Fi. It is easy enough to use, but the larger screen does have larger icons, which makes it easier to operate while you're on the move. It's not quite as intuitive though as something like the BMW iDrive system, which has a rotary dial. Fit and finish is top quality, with high-grade materials in all the places you're likely to touch often. You might be surprised to hear that the cabin is more roomy than that of a Mercedes S-Class limousine. In fact, you get all this space for a fraction of the price. So if space is a major consideration, then the Superb should be on your list. The front seats are wide and there's more than enough head and legroom for even very tall people. The centre rear passenger will have to deal with a fairly high centre tunnel and a little less headroom though, but it is still a reasonable prospect for the average human for a decent distance. The Superb's boot is huge with a 625 litre space. The tailgate opening is nice and wide, so it's easier to load big items, though the load lip is quite high. Whether the seats are up or down, there are a few tricks to improve practicality. The rear seats have a ski hatch, so you don't have to leave anyone behind for the sake of a long load. But there's no standard variable height boot floor, so if you fold all the seats down, there's a step in the load area. The Superb performs well enough if you avoid the entry-level engines, and if you look higher up the range, there's a pair of sporty 2-litre petrols. The mid-range petrol and diesel, both rated at 148 brake horsepower, are good pairings with the Superb though. The petrol is quicker on paper, though you need to rev it hard to make decent progress, while the diesel has plenty of low-down torque and better fuel economy. It rides well, dealing with patchy surfaces and speed bumps admirably. It's excellent on the motorway cruise too, but it can float a little if the road turns too bumpy. Go for the adaptive suspension and it's even smoother, and avoid the larger 19-inch alloys too for a really comfortable ride. It's not what you'd call a thrilling drive though. The steering doesn't give that much feedback, although it is precise and well weighted. There's plenty of grip available in any version, so it's easy to place through the corners. It brakes well too, and with plenty of pedal feel, so it's easy to drive smoothly and confidently. The diesels can be a little gruff on cold starts and hard acceleration, but they do settle down into a gentle hum at speed. The petrols though are a lot more refined all round. Wind and road noise is well damped too, so it makes for a relaxed cruiser. The Superb combines a vast amount of cabin space, a well-appointed interior and levels of kit that are difficult to match for the money. Add in a very comfortable ride and the result is something that shames many premium cars for the ownership experience.